All right, ladies and gentlemen. So for this assignment, we're going to be working on the rocker arm. Now, this is a little bit tedious. There are certain different things that we haven't really experienced yet as a class. I'm going to discuss that real quick. We have to set up our screen a certain particular way. Okay. So before we start, just so you know, this is metric. Again, metric. So this is 60 millimeters, 50 millimeter radius, 40 millimeter distance, 70 millimeter distance, 25 millimeter radius. Okay. So before we begin, we are going to have to do some things. Okay. So first, we're going to have to activate the startup option. The startup option allows us to change our screen from inches to metric. Well, not change our screen, but allows us to select inches or metric. Okay. So to do this, I'm going to type in startup, press enter. Now, enter the new value for startup. We're going to press 1, enter. Okay. Now we're going to close out the program. All right. Now I'm going to bring back the program. Basically, I have to restart it. Let that load up. So this is going to be the dialog box that we come up with. Okay. So as you can see, imperial, feet and inches, metric. So we are going to work from metric. Always make sure you are selecting start from scratch. If you want to open up your master file for inches, by all means, that is fine. But we're going to create a master file from scratch. Okay. So I'm click OK. I made sure I was in metric. Let that load up. So there's a couple things we have to do, right? We have to do our layer properties. Okay. After we do our layer properties, we have to do some drawing unit setup. Actually, let's do our drawing unit setup as first. So we're going to have a menu here. If you don't have a menu, what you do is you click this arrow right here, and it's going to say show menu bar. Okay. So now we go to format, right? Then we go to units. You can also type in units as well. All right. So we have to set the precision. We want no digits after the 0. Okay. No digits after the 0. So no decimal point. Also, we make sure this is set to millimeters, and we click OK. Now, we have to make sure our dynamic input is on. So we're going to do a grid snap and dynamic input. Okay. So your dynamic input, you're going to go to 3 bars all the way to the right on the status bar area, and we are going to select dynamic input. It's this option right here. That's going to bring this up, and it's going to allow you to type whenever you click on your cursor, type in the numbers. Okay. Now, in the status bar, we're going to right click on snap mode. Okay. So we're going to go to snap settings. Now, we have to turn on some options, okay? We are going to turn on snap on, grid on, okay? Snap X spacing is going to be 10. Snap Y spacing is going to be 10. We leave the equal X and Y spacing the same. Grid snap, rectangular snap is the same. Now, display dotted grid in 2D model space. Also, grid X spacing is going to stay 10. Grid Y spacing is going to stay 10. Major line every is going to stay 5. Adaptive grid stays on, and display and beyond limits. Grid beyond limits stays on. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click OK. Here we have the grid. So now we're going to do the drawing area setup. Okay. Now, I don't know if you remember early in class, we set up our limits. So our limits have to be a little different now because one, it's in millimeters. Okay. So I'm going to type in limits. Now, let me move this somewhere. Sorry, y'all. We'll put it up here for now. I don't really need it. So limits, specify lower left corner or on off. Okay. So now, before we had 0, 0. Now we're going to do negative 200. Again, that's negative 200. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, negative 200, and we're going to press the tab button, negative 150. Again, this sets up our lower left corner. Okay, negative 200, negative 150. Press enter. Now specify your upper right corner. That's going to be positive 200. Press the tab button, positive 150. Okay? Now, we are going to make sure that our origin is on. Usually it is. Okay? So, what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure we put our origin in the middle of our screen. Because for this drawing, we're going to use our origin as our 0, 0 to start off our drawing. We are going to be using coordinates in this drawing. So, we're going to use, oh, sorry, I got to move this over one more time, put this right back over here. Now, we have to go to View, we have to go to Zoom, and we're going to do Extents. So, View, Zoom, and then Extents. That's going to bring this to Y0, okay? Or, I'm sorry, Y and X to 0, or your middle. All right, so now we have to create our object layer properties. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to open up a file because I already have it done. Just wanted to show that. So I'm going to open up the rocker arm file I already designed. I'm going to delete this. Okay. Your layer properties are probably going to be a little different, especially with regards to like the center line and the hidden line. We'll fix that as we go. Okay. So we're going to start drawing. As you can see, I have my, let me go back and do that again. Zoom, Extents, right there in the middle. Okay. So right here is going to be 0, 0. So to begin, I make sure I'm in my layer property, object layer property. I'm going to go to circle. So for circle, I'm going to set the radius. Make sure we do radius, okay? Center radius. Now, as you can see with these dots, it's snapping me to the dots, right? Which is what we really want, okay? So boom, right here, 0, 0, okay? Now, I have to set my radius, okay? My radius is going to be 50. There we go, right? Now, I'm going to show you another way how to add a circle. So the first circle has to be 70 millimeters to the right and then 40 millimeters upward, right? So to do that, we're going to click circle, right? Now, if you see on the cursor it says specify center point for circle, that means we can click or we can type it in. So we're going to type it in. So our X value is going to be the one that's highlighted first, right? So as you see here, negative 160, we're going to change that to 70. We're going to press the tab button, right? The tab button is going to be 40. After the tab button, we're going to press 40. So again, that's 70 in the X direction, 40 in the y direction. I'm going to press enter. So as you can see, this point right here is 70 millimeters to the right, 40 millimeters up from the zero axis. Now we're going to type in the radius of 25. Now, with a rocker arm, we also have to create another circle right here. So that means it is 60 millimeters below in the y-axis, and then negative 60 in the y-axis, negative 50 in the x-axis, okay? So, again, I'm going to do a circle. I'm going to type in negative 50, because x direction is negative 50, and then I'm going to type in negative 60, okay? Boom, there we go, right? So now it's in the bottom. Our radius, we're going to specify it as 25, okay? So again, this drawing is kind of weird. We are learning some new features. We're revisiting some features that we did. Some of the new features that we learned are going to be the polygon. That's a feature we're going to learn. And unfortunately, I apologize, I have to reload this drawing, or reload a new version of the drawing. I decided to add a circle here and a polygon here, a square, but that's fine, okay? So as we continue, we're also going to be using features as TTR, tangent radius. That's to create a circle between two radiuses, or I'm sorry, between two tangents. We're going to use the line tangent command, okay? So let's proceed. Now, we have to turn on some toolbars. So our object snap toolbar, we have to make sure, it's basically, oh, let me hide this, duh. So basically it's this toolbar right here. So usually when we turn on our snaps, this is how it comes up, right? But instead of having it there, we're gonna have it as a toolbar. And then I just simply dragged it on the bottom, okay? So to do that, this also makes it easier for you when you want to select your snaps, okay? So to do this, I go to Tools. I'm going to scroll down, Toolbars, AutoCAD, Object Snap. You see how I have it already checked? Again, that's Tools, Toolbars, AutoCAD, Object Snap. Okay, I'm going to turn it off, and I'll turn it back on. Now, you're going to see these dots here. I wish I could zoom into my screen, but I can't. You're going to hold it through there. Let's say if I have it right here, right? I'm going to hold this side with the dots, and I'm going to bring it down, okay? I'll bring it down here. All right, so let's proceed with the drawing, okay? Now, we have to create a line. This line right here, let me bring up the drawing. These two lines are lines that are snapped to the tangent. That's why it's important to have your toolbar here. So this is a command, snap to tangent. So what you do is you select line, right? Then you click snap to tangent. Now, a circle is going to come up. When the circle comes up, you're going to see a circle with a line above it, okay? You're going to click that. Now, you have to click tangent snap again. You see how it doesn't cut into the circle, right? Right here. Now, if we didn't do that, it would go into the circle. So we have to select tangent snap again, and look at that. It readjusts for you. I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to do it to this side, okay? So again, that's line, tangent snap. I'm going to make sure the circle with the line comes up, and then I'm going to do tangent snap again, and there it goes, okay? I'm going to press escape. So again, line, tangent snap, tangent snap again. You have to press tangent snap twice, right? Now, this is so far coming along pretty well. Let's continue. Now we have to create TTR circles, tangent, tangent, radius. That means, and it's going to be in this section right here, right? We're going to be creating this arc, okay? Once again, we're going to be creating this arc. So basically what that means is going to create a circle that does not intersect this circle or this circle. It's going to be touching the edges, okay? So I click the drop down menu, right? Again, I go to circle, click the drop down menu, then I scroll down, tan, tan, radius, tan, tan, radius. And look, it creates a circle with a specified radius tangent to two objects, okay? Now, you got to select your first tangent right here, and then you got to select this right here. Now, you have to specify the radius. Again, you have to specify the radius. The radius is going to be 50. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Again, circle, tan, tan, radius. I'm going to click this circle and this circle, okay? Now I'm going to specify my radius. The radius is going to be 40. Again, 40 millimeters. So as you can see, these circles are all touching. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's proceed. Now, we have to get a little fancy. We're going to do the trim command. So we're going to select trim, right? I'm going to trim this inside edge. I'm going to trim this inside edge and these two as well. Now, I'm going to trim this outside edge, right? Because we want to keep this shape. I'm going to trim this outside edge. Now, we are going to hop over to the polygon command. Again, we're going to hop over to the polygon command. Now, remember how we used to create a rectangle for the angle-based design? We went to our draw ribbon, then we went to the rectangle. We're going to go to the drop-down menu next to the rectangle, and we're going to select polygon. Again, we are going to select polygon. So it's going to ask you, enter number of sides. Has to be greater than 4. That's a polygon. We're going to put 6. Okay. Now, 6 means we're going to have a 6-sided shape. I'm going to let you guys figure out what's that shape called. Hopefully, we should all know this. Hopefully. So we have to specify the center of the polygon, right? Now, we can either click this right here, but let's get used to using the coordinates, okay? So we're going to type in 0, tab, 0, okay? Then I'm going to press enter. It's going to give you two options, inscribed in circle or circumscribed about a circle. We're going to choose circumscribed about circle, but before we move on, I'm going to talk to you about what this is. So, basically inscribed in circle means it's going to create a circle and it's going to connect polygons 6 points within the circle or any shape size of a polygon, okay? Circumscribed about a circle is going to create a circle and then it's going to have a polygon, which is, or it's going to create a polygon that's within the radius of the circle or the shape. So I'm going to click circumscribe about circle. So imagine these 6 points and a circle inside, right? That's circumscribed about a circle. Inscribed means a circle would be outside this polygon, okay? I'm going to select my radius. My radius is going to be 30. I'm going to press enter, okay? Now, we're going to do another polygon. So to repeat a command, you can either press the space bar, but I'm going to go back to the drop-down menu, select polygon, and I'm going to change this to 4, from 6 to 4, okay? Now, it's going to tell us to specify center of the polygon. We're going to use the object snap option, right, to locate its center location of where we want this polygon to go. So I'm going to choose snap to center, which means we're going to hover over this circle right here, and that center point is going to come up, okay? So this is where I want my polygon. Now, we're going to do circumscribed about circle, and we're going to type in our radius to be, give me 1 second, I'm going to check what's the radius here. Okay, forgot. So basically, as you can see here, we have an option. We're going to use click to snap, okay? So basically what it wants you to do is we're going to click right here, the dot next to it. You see these dots, right? The dots are 10 millimeters apart. So basically that's why it wants us to specify the radius of the circle is going to say 10 because that dot is right next to it. So we're going to click that dot and press enter, okay? Sorry. Right? Just click actually. I'm going to do that one more time for you guys. I know that was a bit confusing. So again, I'm going to go to polygon. I'm going to type in 4, press enter, and we are going to hover over this circle. There goes our center point, right? Hover over the circle. Sorry, one more time. Polygon, 4. Then we're going to go about the circle, right here. Circumscribed about circle. And we're going to choose, let me turn on my ortho and my snap grid on. The dot right next to it, okay? And just click. So now we have to create a circle, okay? So to create a circle, as we all know, we're going to do this drop down menu. Let's do center radius, okay? So I'm going to hover over my circle that's made already. Find that center point right here. And I'm going to type in 10 as the radius, okay? Now, we're going to use the quick calc feature, quick calc calculator feature to measure the distance and angle, but that's going to be in part 2, okay? I'll see you guys later.